Hey, in this Q&A, we're going to answer who does my team member actually work for? Do they work from home or from an office? And how do I know that my team member is not working for multiple clients? Okay, David Judge from Affordable Stuff, and welcome to our raw Q&A session around outsourcing. Now, we've actually created a series of videos for businesses that have considered outsourcing and they have genuine concerns or questions that they would actually like answered. So the format is 3 questions with 3 answers around our experience. Okay, that's it. Let's get into it and let's start with the first question.
Who does my team member actually work for?
Okay, so when you actually employ a team member through us, they're actually a part of your team. So at no time do we remove that team member or that staff member from your business unless you actually terminate your agreement. Now, this means you can actually treat them as another team member within your business where you can actually upskill them and you can generally integrate your staff within your business. Now, with all of that in mind, your team member still remains an employee of our business as it ensures that we have the measures in place where you can actually protect your person with things like a legally binding non-disclosure agreement, and they're enforceable. It actually also allows us to treat your team member as an employee, meaning we can arrange the payment of their sick leave, the payment of their annual leave, the payment of the health insurance, and other miscellaneous items, so they really feel like they're integrated as a part of a team.
Do they work from home or an office?
Okay, now this is actually a really good question, and the reason why is there are a number of other businesses and people that I've had direct experience with where they've actually employed people there and they're working from home. Now, all of our team actually work from a commercial office that offers full-time internet power and a professional work environment. Now, all of these areas are critical if you want to employ the best talent, as a legitimate company over in the Philippines is one where they can actually afford to have an infrastructure, with things like power and internet. Now, this is critical for a client's team member to run as if they were sitting in the next room, if you were to call it, within the business. Now, when I said beforehand about legitimate team members, what I was referring to there is when people within the Philippines, as outsourcing is continuing to grow, there are a lot of businesses which are actually setting up. And unfortunately, when you have such a large growth or such a fast and rapid growth, that can actually cause issues with people getting ripped off, if you were to call it. So a lot of the really good talent, when they're out there looking for positions, they're always going to apply for the position where they know they're not going to get ripped off, and those ones are the ones that have the solid infrastructure in place.
I have heard many stories of outsourced people working for multiple clients. How do I know my team member is working for me and not for multiple clients?
Okay, now that's actually a really good question, and it's an issue that we've had beforehand where we've had a person beforehand that's working for multiple clients, and it's one of the reasons we actually decided, along with many other reasons, the infrastructure and everything, decided to move to an office. Now, if an outsourced person is working from home or from a remote location, then you really have no idea. Even though you can use software that takes snapshots, they could have a second computer, which is what we had happen to us beforehand, where they're working for another client on the side while they're actually working for you. It could be even worse. They're actually going and taking your work and they're outsourcing it to a team of other people, and they're not even telling you who it is that's doing it. There's no consistency in their quality of work. And if they don't have a corporation or an actual registered business set up properly, then there's nothing from them taking your data and putting it wherever they wanted to. No non-disclosure undertaking. Now, our actual solution was to actually bring the team into an office, supply them with a computer and floor supervisors that also help with the troubleshooting issues. We use screenshot software to track, so we still use the screenshot software to track the performance, and a series of other systems where they book their time to the minute against the task they perform. We have an office manager, Karen, who's actually a part of our business in the Philippines, and we've set up an incorporated business, as I mentioned beforehand. So Karen has total ownership and responsibility of the people that are actually working within our office within the Philippines. And if we're ever really concerned, we also have cameras in the office as well, so we can look at a person. If we're really that excited, we can look at a person and we can actually go back through and review the recorded footage if necessary. Okay, great. That's it. First Q&A session done. If you would like to find out more about how outsourcing can work within your business, you can call us anywhere within Australia on 1300 139 482. This is David Judge from Affordable Staff, showing Australian businesses how they can achieve business efficiency through outsourcing.